I knew something was off the moment she whispered my name. It was quiet, trembling, like the words she was about to speak had already shattered us both. That's how the night began. We sat across from each other in our dimly lit dining room, the half-eaten pasta between us cooled faster than the tension that hung in the air. Outside, rain tapped softly against the window, a sound I'd always found soothing until now. Tonight, it felt impatient, like the world itself was waiting for me to hear something I wasn't ready for. "Evan," she whispered again, twisting the cloth napkin in her hands until it looked strangled. "There's something I did, something you're going to hate me for." My stomach tightened. I forced myself to breathe. "Just tell me." She couldn't meet my eyes. Her chest rose and fell too quickly, as if she were fighting the urge to run. "It's about your mom," she finally said. My fork hit the plate with a clatter. She met my gaze then, and what I saw wasn't guilt. It was fear, shame, and something else, something crawling beneath the surface, ready to break free. "What about her?" I asked quietly, my voice cracking. She swallowed hard. "Earlier today." The room seemed to tilt for a heartbeat. My mom had called that afternoon, breathless, panicked. She'd felt someone lurking behind her in the hallway while dropping off a casserole. She'd turned to see a shadow, a figure, something that made her heart pound. She left immediately, saying little more than that she felt unsafe. "You scared her," I whispered. I pretended to come up behind her without announcing myself. I stayed quiet until she noticed and turned around. "I knew it would startle her," she said, shaking her head, covering her mouth like she was disgusted with herself, or maybe terrified of my reaction. "Why would you do that?" My hands were numb. She closed her eyes, and a single tear cut across her cheek. Because she warned me to be careful with you." Her voice was fragile. "She said you're too trusting, too forgiving, that you overlook red flags, especially with the people you love." I stared at her, breath catching. "And that bothered you so much you scared her?" I asked, bitter and incredulous. She shook her head. "It wasn't just that." She told me, "I look like someone who could hurt you, that I have a darkness she could already see." She was right. A cold shiver ran down my spine. "Is this the part where you tell me what you've been hiding?" I asked. Her lips parted, but no sound came. The silence was louder than any confession. "Emily," I said, my voice suddenly steady, "what did you do?" She pushed back on the table and paced the dining room, trapped in her own mind. "I didn't mean for it to go this far," she muttered over and over. Fear settled deep in my stomach. "Any of what?" She stopped at the window, staring through it as if seeing a version of herself she hated. "The messages," she whispered. Ice ran through my veins. "What messages?" She turned, tears spilling freely. "With Daniel." Everything inside me froze. Daniel, my oldest friend, my best man, the guy I'd known since high school, the one I trusted with everything, including her, the one I considered a brother. "You've been messaging him?" I managed to say. She nodded, shaking, wiping her face. "For months." "What kind of messages?" I asked, my voice breaking. She hesitated, and that hesitation was confession enough. "Emily," I said, almost pleading, "what kind? Flirty? Intimate? Emotional?" She whispered. The world tilted and fell away. I gripped the edge of the table, the wood cutting into my palms. My heartbeat thundered. Something inside me tore, slowly, painfully. "Did you sleep with him?" My voice was broken. "No," she said instantly. "Never. We never met alone. But it was emotional. It felt like something, and I let it happen." I couldn't speak. "You let it happen," I repeated. She stepped closer, but I held up a hand. "No, don't." My voice cracked. "Just don't." She froze, regret twisting her face. "I was lonely," she whispered. "You were working late, and I felt forgotten. I made excuses. I told myself it wasn't cheating, that it didn't matter because it wasn't physical." "But it does matter," I said, barely audible, "more than you realize." The pain hit me all at once. Sharp, heavy, Suffocating. The kind that steals your breath and leaves you hollow. I know, she cried. I know. And your mom, I whispered. She saw right through me, and I panicked. I lashed out. I wanted to feel like she was overreacting, like I wasn't a villain. And you prove her right. She flinched as though I'd struck her. I'm sorry, she whispered. So sorry. I looked at her. The woman I'd chosen, promised to grow old with. The woman standing before me now. Guilt carved across her face like stone. In that moment, I realized something devastating. I didn't know her. Not the part she hid from everyone, including herself. Evan, she whispered, reaching a trembling hand toward me. Please say something. I straightened in my chair, the scrape of wood against floor echoing. When I spoke, my voice felt foreign. I need time. Her face crumpled. Are you leaving? I don't know, I admitted honestly. But right now, I can't stay. I walked to the hallway, grabbed my coat, and stepped into the rain. The cold drop stung, but it was nothing compared to the numbness spreading inside me. Through the window, I saw her sink to the floor, sobbing into her hands. I didn't turn back. Not tonight. Maybe not ever. As I walked down the driveway, the truth settled over me like a storm cloud. Trust doesn't break all at once. It crumbles quietly, in the shadows where you think no one is watching. And tonight, I finally saw the rubble.